Hey everyone. Okay. So I'm sure you see an image on the screen, and I just want everyone that watches to to go follow anti-animal use on YouTube. Really need to. We only need a few more, but we all the followers we can, just so we can go live. We're at 47, I think, right now. So it'd be great if we could go live straight from that account. But this Saturday, we'll be going live from my YouTube account. It's under Vegan Stoner Lady. And if you want to see us live in action on the street, it'll be tomorrow, our time, starting at 1 PDT. So with that, let's get our background up. Okay. Hey. So there we go. All right, so I am going to be talking to people. You got to be over 18. I am a little curious why you are so eager to join 2 periods. Like, why are you here? What's up? I'm actually here to talk to people about why they aren't vegan. So I only talk to people that are over 18. I'll go over my resources first. So I have Dominion here. This is a documentary that you can watch free on YouTube. It is 2 hours long, but it just goes over the, basic legal standard practices of what animals have to go through in order for you to use them. And then right below that is nutritionfacts.org, just a really easy source to check out some studies. Not everyone has time to go through studies, so I like that they break them down and they make them easy to understand. And they even leave the resource there so you can go find for yourself the study and read it for yourself. And then they also came up with a science-backed diet, which is called the Vegan Daily Dozen. It's just a checklist. They suggest which foods to eat that are whole food, plant-based, to get everything you need in a day. And below that is Vegan Easy. This is just if you want to maybe talk to a nutritionist or maybe be a part of community of people that are newer to vegan too, because a big part that keeps people back from going vegan is community. And so they help you by putting you in a group, and it's just like a Facebook group or a WhatsApp group or something really simple. Why is people so bothered about turning us all vegan? Well, I don't care about what you eat. What I care about is who you are oppressing. And animals are more like us than you think. And I think that just like we would prefer, even if we couldn't speak up for ourselves, we would hope that someone who's oppressing us would realize they don't need to oppress us and leave us alone, right? So I'm just acting how I would hope someone who's oppressing me, I'm hoping how they would act, which is to stand against my oppression. So the issue with chickens is that there were the red jungle fowl that were free in the jungle, and they only laid like 13 eggs a year. So, and that was to make offspring, not to just lay unfertilized eggs. That's a waste of energy. You have to eat a lot of food in order to make those eggs. So they only, laid eggs to have babies. We took them from their free home and we made them mate with someone they wouldn't normally mate with, so their baby was mutated, so that their baby had a mutation to produce more eggs or more flesh. And then we kept doing that, kept making them mate with someone they wouldn't normally mate with. Isn't that unfair on its own? And on top of that, to do that to them so that you can exploit their baby. So when you say animals, humans are animals. And yes, there are different species of animals, but we all have something in common, and that's sentience. All right, I'm going to take up Dr. Guy, but you got to be over 18. No? Okay. You should be vegan for the animals. The animals don't want to be used, just like you don't want to be used. I'll bring you up, Haley, but I have a sneaking suspicion that you're a child. Okay, well, I accepted, but you went away. So if someone was to be using you without your knowledge, is that moral? Do you like that? Or does that make you feel uncomfortable? Does that bother you? Personally, I'm bothered by that, and I think most people are. Most people think any kind of exploitation is immoral. So again, I told you about what happens to the chickens. What happens when their egg production declines? What happens to them? For every female that's born, there's a male, evolutionarily speaking. We're all the boys. This is what happens when you view someone as a something. When you objectify someone, they become a product. And then it doesn't matter what happens to them. Oh, it's just a few. But, to them, sentient beings, every sentient being, this is everything to them. I am the center of my universe. They are the center of their universe. Adam. Hey, are you over 18?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm over 18.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Actually, so yeah, I'm not vegan, but I'd just like to start off by saying I do think it's very admirable to actually a lot of people care about animals, but then don't want to take the next step of actually being against eating them, which I think is very hypocritical. On the flip side, so do you think there's more to be done? I've always thought it's the same thing with climate change. People are against climate change, but just fixing your own actions is not going to actually fix the problem. If you want to fix climate change, this might be a physics issue, right? You might have to go get a physics PhD and then start working on battery technology.
Why? Why does it have to be so extreme?
Because that's the only we're not going to fix climate change on an individual level, right? It's a societal issue.
That's not what veganism is about. What is veganism?
It's about protecting animals.
It's not about protecting them.
What is it?
It's just about not exploiting them, avoiding demanding their exploitation. That's
sure.
It.
Yeah. In any case.
Well, no, that's just what it is. So why aren't you vegan? Why aren't you against demanding their exploitation?
I actually just like meat too much.
Well, I mean, does taste pleasure justify violating someone's autonomy?
No.
Okay. So what is it about animals that makes it morally justified to use their bodies without their consent for your sensory pleasure?
Well, I'm just gonna go off on a limb. Are you atheist?
Yeah, I don't believe in any kind of theist god or anything.
Yeah. So then, I mean, this idea of moral justification.
Yeah.
From a universal perspective, it doesn't matter at all. Whether the cow lives or dies.
I actually
matter, right?
did learn a little more about this. So yes, morality is subjective. Yes, we have maybe slight differences in our morality, but it has to be applied objectively. So maybe I find it moral to enslave human men in my basement, right? I better have an objective justification for doing such a thing. Because just saying, well, I think it's okay, isn't going to really pass, don't think people are going to allow me to do that, right?
Yeah. Not that I think it's okay. I don't think it's okay.
Right.
I think,
what I mean is that if you have a perspective that it's okay for you to remove the head of an animal just so you can lick their insides, then you should have no problem with someone who breeds dogs for dog fighting or someone who kicks dogs for fun. Because they themselves are getting a benefit that's unnecessary, right, by exploiting someone directly, by oppressing them.
Now I'll give it to you. Yeah, I don't have a good retort against that argument. I completely agree.
Yeah. So what's stopping you from living in alignment with your own principles?
Yeah. I don't know. I still just I guess it's a personal preference. This isn't something that's going to change my mind through debate, I think.
Yeah, I honestly don't really like the debate format of talking about veganism. It just does happen a lot on TikTok. But really what it comes down to is recognizing that the animals that we use, we're separated from them so much that we don't recognize them as individuals, right? We talk about them as groups, and that makes it easier to objectify them and feel better that it's okay to do this, even though it's actually an atrocity. And like, we wouldn't stand for it if suddenly in America, let's say, we started doing dog farming. Most people would be totally upset because they recognize dogs have personalities, that dogs can suffer, and that they don't
Yeah.
deserve
Even
that.
though like pigs are like way more conscious and intelligent than dogs. I've always thought that was like super interesting. The pigs are like super smart, right? Like way
They're
smarter
hella
than
smart.
dogs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Well, I
yeah,
mean,
like and we
even
just like
even
we eat them.
cows. Cows can smell up to like 5 miles, and they can smell the stress in another cow's urine. I mean, they know what's up. They know something is up. Something not good is happening. So, yeah, animals are much more intelligent than we give them credit for. And, you know, if have you seen what animals go through?
What in factory farming?
Well, just in general, like any farm, even the nice farms.
Yeah, even the nice farms are still. Well, it depends. Like the smaller ones, like sure they still die at the end, but they live like a pretty decent life at least when they're alive. I think factory farming is like genuinely cancer.
Yeah. So
Um,
why do we think that factory farming is bad?
uh, I guess because we actually like animals secretly, we just don't care about them enough to not eat them, basically.
Yeah, I think factory farming kind of reminds us when we see the atrocities in there, because we know what a distressed animal looks like, because, humans make similar movements and sounds when they're stressed. And so when we see the animals in that situation, we know, oh, we wouldn't want to be in that situation. I wouldn't want any of my companions in that situation. So, it reminds us that we know that they're sentient and that they're there. But even in the nice farms, like you say, honestly, to me, it's even a bigger betrayal to treat someone like family and then to just,
Kill them.
yeah, take their life from them like that, Like, we wouldn't do that to children, even though they may be equally as unaware. It's not fair because they want to live, and, they don't want to have that happen. They don't want to feel that. Yeah. Well, so what I
Yeah, I
would
agree.
suggest for you is watch Dominion. It's free on YouTube. It just shows you the standard practices, like what's legal. And you can just ask yourself, do I want to give my money to these? And this goes over not just factory farming, but even small scale farming. And it puts into perspective that slope of when you view someone as a something, what happens? What happens to other people's morality around animals when they objectify? They think, well, if they're an object, then what does it matter? You may care about their suffering, but then that's kind of hypocritical because you're only caring about a little bit of their interests, but more about your benefits. So maybe watch Dominion. It might, wake something up inside of you. It's like, is this even nice to do, even on the nice farms? Is it fair?
Yeah, I
Do,
think it's okay. What?
yeah. Also, if you're worried about any nutrition, nutritionfacts.org has all the studies, and they actually have it's a great place to start if you don't know how to, change anything in your food. It just shows you how to get a whole food, plant-based diet. And that way, if you end up eating some of the junk foods, you make sure that you're getting everything you need so you stay healthy and feel good. But, you do
Yeah, so
you.
yeah, if there's one thing, like I think like practicing vegetarianism is probably more of a recommending or more of like
Well,
recommended. 'Cause
so like I
veganism is
said,
like
so go plant-based until you watch Dominion, because dairy is actually, I would argue, like another layer on top of the cruelty, because you're prolonging the exploitation. I don't know if you know, but dairy cows, they're mammals, right? When do mammals produce milk?
only when they're breastfeeding.
Right. So what we do on a large scale is we separate the baby from the mother.
One sec.
Some small scale, and this is like literally less than 1%, will let the calf stay with them, but eventually they will be separated, especially if they're a boy. If they're a boy, they're only raised for veal. Oh, well, I hope you check out the resources. Anyway, so yeah, we have to separate them usually. And even if we didn't separate them, what's the atrocity is that we have to make sure she becomes impregnated, either by the farmer's hand or by pinning her in a space with a bowl. So, appreciate being open minded though. Oh, my Lanta. Hey, are you over 18? I can't hear you if you leave the app. Okay. Is it I'm Josh? I have my thing covering your name.
Hello.
Hey, are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 19.
What year were you born?
I was born in 2006.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
So I'm a college student. I'm really broke. So how am I supposed to get vegan options if I'm really broke and need the nutrients?
Yeah, actually, a vegan diet's cheaper. If you do a whole food plant-based diet, if you go to nutritionfacts.org, or just Google vegan Dailey Dozen, it's going to be the cheapest foods in the store. The beans, rice, canned rice, or whatever in the
But
bags you
my
can microwave.
protein,
Beans,
I,
mushrooms,
I need 100 grams per day. How am I supposed to get that much?
you can easily get 100 grams. I would use Cronometer and ask an AI engine to make up a meal plan for you. And then just double check it in Cronometer. It's a free app, tells you the macro and micronutrients. You can
Okay.
easily get 100 grams
But
though.
what if I'm allergic to beans?
There's other sources of protein you can get. If you really need, there's even protein powders. The point to go vegan though is not because you can get protein, it's because you don't want to use animals and then figuring out what you need and how to get it afterwards. Because it's
But
not
I'm not the
about
one
how
using
first.
the animals.
Well, do you know how supply and demand
I'm,
works?
yeah, of course.
All right, so when you buy something, they replace it, right?
Obviously.
So you're paying someone to take the life of someone else so that you can eat them. They're only doing it because you are going to buy it. So if you remove your demand and you put it towards like plant-based products, they'll reduce how many individuals they breed into existence, and then they'll
That will never
increase.
happen.
It already is happening. Do you not see the plant-based products on the shelf? How many more options there
That's just a
are?
showing. That's just a showing.
What? What do you mean it's a showing?
It's I see so much meat at the store.
Yeah. How do you know that's not a showing?
I just
How
know.
do you know it's all cow or
I've been
pig, or
I've
how do you
been
know
work
it's the
I've worked
animal
there
that it
before.
is? How do you know it's the animal that it is? If if the vegan products are just for show, then wouldn't it all be for show?
Then it's a show. Then they're not actually killing animals, right?
Um, I don't know. It sounds like you live in a la la land. Yeah. All right. We'll call it there. Um, thank you for the laugh. Chewy, are you over 18?
In my 40s.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Well, I mean, because I don't value animals at the same value as humans.
That's okay. You don't need to. What's stopping you from
Yes.
just stopping from demanding their oppression?
I don't think they're oppressed. I think humans need to eat. It's a good source of protein.
Well, I mean, why don't we do it to humans?
So you are appealing to that animals and humans are equal. Oh,
No,
okay. So
I would like it to be clear what the difference is, morally speaking, when it comes to taking their life for an unnecessary product.
I would say humans have a spirit and a soul, where animals only have a spirit, or
Okay, well,
one or the
we
other.
can't prove who has a soul and who doesn't, but we can see when someone is sentient. Do you recognize that animals are sentient?
Yes, they're living beings
Yeah. Well, what does
that we can
sentience mean?
consume.
What does sentience mean, though?
I believe it's that they're like, I can't remember the exact definition, so forgive me if I'm wrong. I believe it means they're like a living like organism, right? Like something that can live.
It is something that some living organisms do, but it's actually the ability to experience subjective feelings. So, like
Yeah,
plants
the
don't have
truth.
the right organs for that. You have to have a brain and a central nervous system to express sentience. Just like, if you were to have kidney stones, you have to have kidneys, right? So, in order to have
Trees
sentience, you
actually.
have to have a brain.
We measure frequencies of plants all the time now, and
Yeah, but
if you
that's what
clip
they are. They're frequencies.
right, so yeah, what do you think it is when we put it out? It's a frequency. Same thing, pain.
Okay, the plants don't have a centralized nervous system to collectively bring together an experience and then weigh
I would
that
say that
experience out and make a preference. So,
I
okay,
would
let's steel man
exactly
you. Let's steel man you because I don't really understand why it has anything to do with the animals. Why does it matter if plants were sentient? Why does that stop you from being vegan?
Well, I'm just saying it's about the same value an animal holds, and animals don't
Okay,
put
so
together.
are you saying that we should consider plant welfare on the same par as animal welfare?
Not necessarily, but
Okay,
I
so what
mean,
is the point of bringing up that plants are sentient?
what I'm saying is they can feel pain, they live, they can breathe, plants as
So,
well as animals.
okay, so we should take plant welfare into consideration, right? We should take their preferences into consideration, correct?
Just starve ourselves, I guess. So,
Okay, so if we're supposed, well, let me explain how silly your idea is. If
I haven't
plants,
even given an idea. I thought we were just talking back and forth. But
so
go ahead.
if plants are sentient, we're raising more sentient plants than we would if we just ate the plants directly to feed animals. If we stopped animal agriculture, we could feed 10 billion people while at the same time reducing our agricultural land use by 75%. That's huge because we don't have to grow all this food for animals. Like, I don't know if you know how much a cow eats. It eats pounds. Like,
Like I said, I come from a huge farm family. There's over 100 of us just between my grandparents. So I'm very familiar with how farms
yeah.
work.
So the point is, if we're worried about plant suffering, we would still, in
I'm
the spirit of reducing harm, go vegan.
Well, I'm just saying, like I don't think we should just go hack out a tree. But if someone goes hacks down a tree, I'm not gonna cry over it, right?
Same, because I think that they're not sentient. I have seen the studies, I've read studies that tell me they're not sentient. Like debunking a myth, plant consciousness. This is an article that goes over the last 50 years of studies that look at plant sentience. And all these studies that say they spoke nicely or they played music for these plants, they're not reliably repeated. But the ones that look at these phenomenons and explain them as, just responding to stimuli, those ones are reliably repeated. And I urge you to go read that. Again, it's Debunking a Myth, Plant Consciousness. And it just helps kind of understand that plants are more just like molecules bumping into each other. And these patterns exist in certain environments. And if their environment changes and they can't live in that, then they die. If they make a mutation that allows them to still thrive, then they keep going. It's that simple. Whereas we make preferences, we avoid harm, we are unique in our preferences. There are some things that some of us like and some of us don't. And that's all sentient beings. We all do that. But plants and fungi, they don't do that.
Huh. I mean, I guess that's your opinion. We know that certain
No, that's
plants
science. That's science. What science do you have that says that plants are sentient?
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not.
Okay, well, just read that study. It doesn't even matter, though. Like I said, even if plants were sentient and we were caring about their welfare, we would still have a vegan world because we would greatly reduce the harm. But veganism isn't even about harm reduction. It's just about not exploiting sentient beings for our benefit when it's unnecessary.
So, are you against anybody like having a farm and butchering cattle? Let's say.
Yes, that's slavery. They're enslaving someone for their purposes, not the individual that's being enslaved. It's not their benefit.
If in a, let's say, rural area where there's really no production in the world, and it's their only source of food,
So?
Are you okay with them doing it then?
So if someone's in a survival state, I can't tell them to just unalive themselves. I want people to be healthy and happy, but it's not me forcing my morality on someone who's out living somewhere day to day. It's them going on their own morality and going, hey, am I okay with viewing someone as a something? And if they're not, they'll do the best they can to not use someone when they don't need to. It's not a gang. It's not like someone's going to come by and make sure you're doing what you're supposed to. It's a personal principle. I do not want to demand someone be exploited for me. I don't care how convenient it is. And it's because if I were the victim, I would hope my oppressors would do the same. They would realize, oh, I don't need to use them, and I will go out of my way to avoid using them. Does that make sense?
I mean, not necessarily to me. I understand from like your perspective how you feel about it, I guess.
No. It's not my perspective. It's your victim's perspective. How do you think
But
the animals
I don't,
feel about
I don't,
being used?
I don't consider
Why?
an animal a victim.
Why was slavery wrong? Why was human slavery wrong? And understand, this isn't that I'm saying they're the
I'm
exact
just,
same. I'm taking two atrocities of sentient beings being enslaved.
I'm
Why was
specifically, we've
why was it wrong?
survived on animals for thousands of
Why is
years.
human slavery wrong?
I have one like real question I've been trying to ask from the very get-go. So,
Why is human slavery wrong? And then I'll let you answer or ask your question.
why is human slavery wrong? Because
Yeah.
we should never have we should never have authoritarian control over any individual's spiritual or physical realm.
Yeah, but why?
That's why. Because it's not under our authority. Like people are not
Why?
under our authority.
Why? Why is it wrong? I still don't understand.
Because there's a God. Like ultimately, because there's a God who created us individually to be free.
No, it's not a god.
Well,
Why?
I mean that's your.
So the reason why human slavery is wrong is because that individual is sentient, cares about what happens to them, has their own purpose.
How do you know that though? Without a God.
I don't need a god. I know that I'm having a subjective experience and I can see myself in other humans and I go, you know what? You're probably having a subjective experience.
That's anecdotal. How do I know you're not like bipolar, for instance, and that you're not just going through this?
I can
Yeah.
be sentient and bipolar.
I'm
Sentience
not
means
saying-
having subjective experiences. That's all it means.
I'm just saying you can have an experience. It doesn't make it true.
So you
can
don't
share
think humans are sentient?
No, I didn't say that. That's not.
Okay,
my point.
so then
But
what are you asking?
I'm asking if you put humans basically on the same level as animals, like perfectly, like they're the
We're
same.
not,
level.
you and I have extreme differences, right? We
Mm-hmm.
are very different. No two humans are exactly the same. Our differences aren't what we respect each other on, it's our similarities, our sentience. We don't care about how intelligent each other are to respect each other. We don't care what we look like,
I
right?
care how intelligent an animal is. If I come upon a bear in the woods, I care how intelligent it is.
You shouldn't be coming up on a bear. What are you doing to the bear?
I mean, I kind of live in the forest.
Are you just sharing the space with them, or are you saying that you're hunting them?
No, I'm letting them live on my land.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. Yeah, I have no problem with that. I thought you meant you were coming up on them like you're going to take
It
them
won't
out.
piss me off. I won't, make them around. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, bears. But what about the other animals?
I mean, what about them? Deer.
Why is it okay to remove other animals' heads?
I mean, as long as you're using the food and the hides and everything in the proper purpose, and
Why
giving
can't
thanks
I
to-
do that to humans?
Because humans aren't the same level. Humans have a heart, soul, mind,
You
spirit,
can't
consciousness.
prove anyone has a soul, but animals have a heart and a mind.
I mean, they have a heart and a consciousness from a.
So, do you understand what sentience is?
Yeah, but they don't have
Okay,
a soul.
do you
like
understand that both humans and animals are sentient?
Yes.
Okay, what is it then that makes it okay to do to an animal but not to a human? Why is it okay to stab one in the neck but not a human?
They're there as a resource. They're there for us, for our.
So I can do whatever I want to animals then?
No, that's not what I said at all.
Then where's the line?
The line is when you use the resources to provide for the human race, which is the most important thing on
So,
earth.
okay, I kick this dog and it gives me great joy and it brings me exercise because I don't get exercise any other way. Is it now
Well,
moral that I do that?
That's not acceptable. No.
Right.
No, you don't.
Why? Why is it wrong?
There's a difference between using the resources of an animal and
Why
being
is it
violent.
wrong?
What's that? Because it shows the temperament of your heart. That's why.
That doesn't matter. I don't care if people see the temperament of my
You
heart. That
wouldn't
doesn't make
kick a
anything
dog.
wrong.
With a good heart, you wouldn't kick a dog. If you got a
So
bad heart,
is
you
it
kick a dog.
is it bad because the dog is suffering?
It's bad because the person with the bad heart is making the dog
So
suffer.
you don't
for
care about the dog suffering?
My best friend for like a decade almost was like a dog. Yeah, so no, I care if a dog suffers. But
Okay, so it's wrong to kick a dog for fun and exercise because they suffer unnecessarily, correct?
well, that's part of it. It's also wrong because there's something wrong with the human's heart that's doing it.
I mean, it's interesting you say that because you're also at the same time paying people 6 to 8 hours a day, 5 to probably 6 days a week doing this all day to animals. And you think that someone who
Yeah, I'm not
kicks
a-
dogs has something wrong with them, but you're paying someone to escalate the violence and do it for hours.
That's not really how country farms work. I don't know how corporate farms work. That's not how most family farms.
99% of the animals consumed are factory farmed. So you,
Now,
even if you were this fringe case that was so sweet to your animals and they didn't see it coming, you're still normalizing enslaving someone and consuming their body. And to meet that demand, because other people want that, they don't have access to your fancy farm, right?
yeah.
So
What do you
other
think would
people
happen?
want that.
Hold on.
Where do you think
Hold on.
factory farming comes from? So you are
I
creating a
can tell you.
myth. You're creating a
I can tell
myth
you where
that
factory
people
farming
tell
comes from.
themselves when they're in the grocery store. You are the reason why these animals
It's up
shake
to
in
Chat.
cages, because you're the one saying
Why are you
it's
so upset?
okay to eat animals, because you
It is
like to
okay to
do
eat
this little
animals.
dance, and yet you say you're religious, and it's so disgusting. If I was Jesus, I'd be rolling in my grave. Your
Follower
Prince
of
of
Christ. I know.
Peace, your Prince of Peace and mercy overturn tables from people slicing the throats of animals. You need to go learn your religion. God, people of religion coming up here with your nasty, it's okay to slit throats. If it were Jesus and the devil in the room, I guarantee it wouldn't be Jesus that stabbed the lamb. I'm done being pulled around in circles though, man. You know you're wrong. Go watch Christspiracy. It actually goes over your texts with the sea scrolls. Jesus was more in line with my principles than yours. Question mark. Are you over 18? You've been sitting there a minute.
Yes, I am.
Okay, why aren't you vegan yet?
Okay, so I'm not vegan because personally I enjoy the taste of meat and eating meat.
Okay. So do you understand that animals are sentient?
Um, yeah, I mean, they they are. Yeah, I will agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, knowing that was stopping you from living vegan.
So obviously you know that certain animals are like mass produced and stuff, and when it is to that point, they are considered property legally.
Is that
So,
fair? I mean, we did that to other sentient beings and that wasn't fair. That's what I remember.
okay, well, anyways, they're considered property. So
Okay.
you can do whatever you want with your property.
So I can
But
kick I
also,
can kick a dog for fun? You said I
you
could do
could,
whatever
but
I
there would be
want.
consequences.
Why?
You
It's
could, but
my
there'd be
property.
consequences.
It's my property.
Right. But there's
Okay.
still consequences for
Why are there
actions.
consequences? It's my property. So if I go out and I kick a box, am I going to get in trouble?
Well, most likely not, because a
Oh,
box doesn't have
but
much
what does it
worth.
matter? It's also my property.
It just doesn't have worth.
What's the difference?
The difference is the dog is living, and the dog can feel pain.
Exactly. They're
A
sentient.
box is an inanimate object that
Right. A
cannot feel
dog is
pain.
sentient. We should care about their experiences, right?
Right, we should. We should. And as an agriculturist, we have designed things that aid to like cattle's well-being and stuff
What
like
makes it
that.
okay to
So,
grape animals, to make more of them so we can cut them open?
okay, so we do not grape animals.
Oh, what's it called when you
Most of the
pin a
time,
female in with a male? What's that called when you do that to a woman?
mating.
If you lock a woman in a room with a randy male, what is that called?
Um,
Is it
I'm
called
not sure,
grape?
but
Yeah, it's called grape.
no,
When it's done to a human?
Depending on what they do. Depending on what they do.
What do you mean? They're gonna
But that's
mate.
also
I
different
do it on
because
purpose. I lock these two in this room. I don't know if they want to do this. I just know that male is Randy. I lock them in this room without their consent because I want her to get pregnant. and I want to drink her
Well,
breast
then you're
milk.
in the wrong there
Why?
because you locked them in the room without their consent.
Exactly. I set them up in
But
a
animals cannot
situation.
give consent.
Yes. So does lack of consent equal consent? No. That doesn't make sense.
You can do what you want with your property,
Oh,
and
so I
most
can
of the
kick a
time,
dog for fun.
nope, you're circling here.
Yeah, I know. You circled. You're the one that said I can do what I want with my property. I already debunked that.
Yes,
As you
because you
said, there will
circled,
be
and I was just
consequences. So
restating
I
my
can't
point.
do what I want with my property. Why does this stop you from being
Have
vegan?
you ever heard?
Why does this
Have
stop
you
you
ever
from
heard
being
of
vegan?
artificial
I'm going to drop
insemination?
you if you do not answer my question. Why aren't you vegan?
I told you because I enjoy eating meat.
Yes, but we already talked about how taste pleasure does not justify violating someone's body. Just because you get sensory pleasure doesn't mean you can use someone else's body without their consent.
We have been doing it for years and years. Why change it now?
So I don't know if you know, but up until like the mid 90s, it was legal for husbands to grape their wives. So since it has been, is socially accepted for so long, should we just have
I
allowed
am
that to
sure
continue?
that's not
Go
true.
look it up.
You okay? So we're not raping animals here. We're
Grape.
artificially
Please say
inseminating
grape.
them, and which
So if we were to artificially inseminate a woman, a human woman, without her consent, that would be grape. Especially because we want to get her pregnant to take her baby formula out of her boob. Why is it okay to a cow, but not okay for a human woman? I've bred these humans, these women that are the same cognition as a cow, right? They're just as aware. And I keep them in my basement. Is that moral for me to do? Oh, unmute yourself. I was trying to send you an invite.
okay.
What is the
So
difference?
humans have rights, animals don't. That's
So
the
that's it.
difference.
It's just
Honestly,
legality. So there was a time, do you think that's moral because
Yeah.
it's legal? There was a time when not all humans were considered equal, right? There was a time when we enslaved other humans
True.
because of arbitrary differences. Was that moral then?
The- Back then,
Yeah,
I
it was
believe it was
legal.
because that was normal.
It was moral because it was
Yeah.
legal?
No,
We're
because that
done.
was the normal back.
No, it still wasn't moral. If you ask the people that were enslaved, not moral. If you don't understand human rights, what's the point? It was not moral back then either. Hey Jay, are you over 18?
So,
Oh, I can barely hear you.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm over 18.
All right, why aren't you vegan yet?
I'm not sure.
All right, why are you up here?
So I wanted to comment on two things. You're talking to the one guy. He said something about animals not having souls. I believe everything that's living has a soul.
I couldn't hear that last
And
bit. Your
I
microphone
said
is really... There we go.
I said I believe that everything that is living and breathing has a soul, personally.
Okay. Well, we
And then
can't prove souls, but we know who's sentient, or at least we have a good idea who's sentient.
that's true. I also wanted to comment on, you were talking to somebody else, and you said something about how do we know if the meat that we're getting from the grocery store is real or not?
I only said that because he said that vegan food was a prop. He was saying it was just like a show.
Well, no. I actually agree with you. You make a valid point because I watched a video not too long ago, and they were saying like there's McDonald's all over the world, right? And each McDonald's makes like thousands and thousands of burgers every year. So in a way, it's kind of like where are all these cows coming from? So in a sense,
we do know where they're coming from. We have actually a giant study that went over animal agriculture pretty thoroughly. It's called Reducing Food's Environmental Impact Through Producers and Consumers. And it goes over thousands of farms in hundreds of countries. and they found that we utilize 83% of our ag land for the animals. I don't remember what it is specifically for cows. They do list it though
Yeah.
for animals. So we do know where McDonald's gets their cows from. That's not a conspiracy. I'm sure that they're using cow, and even if they weren't, just why even bother buying animal products then? Why not buy just plant-based products that you know don't have a government or whatever a scary corporation behind them?
Valid point. Valid point.
You could even
I
grow your
thought,
own or go to the farms.
yeah, it sucks because people in the city, you don't always have room to grow your own plants.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
Sucks. But
It does suck.
yeah, no, I just wanted to comment on those two things.
Okay.
I
Well,
do.
check out.
I eat meat and stuff like that. I mean, I support vegans all the way. I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's not really though about supporting vegans. It's about the animals, right? I'm talking
Right.
about, abstaining from demanding their oppression. When you consume their products, you're giving money to the people that put the animals in that situation, and they only do it because you give them money.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So, like, what's stopping you from living vegan?
I don't know. I don't even know. I wouldn't know where to begin. I guess I
That's
don't
fair.
know.
So
It's kind
I
of
was gonna say I have.
easier to just pick something up on the way home from work. I don't know.
I mean, it would still be just as easy. I promise, it really is. I'm lazy. I don't necessarily do a lot of focusing on what I'm going to eat. I usually just throw something together, or my partner actually, he'll just throw something together.
Yeah.
Try not to buy a ton of like Beyond Burgers or Impossible because sometimes they are a little spendy, and I'd rather just eat other things anyway. But those are good for
Right.
if you get those cravings. So I would check out my
Yeah.
resources.
Yeah.
If you can, take a screenshot because this vegan Daily Dozen is actually really easy. It's just whole food, plant based. If you have a grocery store, you'll have all these foods in there. And above that, I would watch Dominion because it just shows you
Okay.
that standard practice, and you can ask yourself, if I'm going to participate in this, I better know what it is I'm demanding, and ask, do I want to
Right.
do that?
Fair enough.
And if you
All
want,
right. Well,
you can reach out to me afterwards. I would love to answer any questions.
okay. Yeah, I'll follow you now.
Awesome. It's good talking to you,
Have a
Jay.
good night.
Yeah, you have a great
Yep.
day.
Absolutely.
All right,
too.
see ya. Well, that was nice. It was a good break. I appreciate honest people. That does make a huge difference. Sometimes I start to lose faith in this world when I just start talking to trolls that are trying to beat me instead of, I don't know, actually absorb what we're talking about. I get that I could be hard-headed too sometimes. I'm totally down to learn new things, but anyway. FB, are you over 18?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Sorry. I was waiting in the queue for so long.
I apologize for the wait. So why aren't you vegan yet?
Because I'm currently enlisted in the Air Force and I've been trying to gain weight, and none of the dietary plans that I've worked out have worked very well. But now I'm in like this kind of shift where I don't know what diet to do, and I want to try a vegan diet, but I'm not sure.
Well, why do you want to do veganism?
I don't want to do veganism. I just want to do a vegetarian diet.
Mm.
I personally don't believe in the whole vegan thing, but I am willing to try it.
I mean, what is veganism? Do you know what it actually is?
It's where all living things are equal. Everything has a soul. It's you don't eat it because it's not morally correct.
No, it's more like it's actually a principle against the exploitation of sentient beings. So I don't want to demand sentient beings be exploited for me. It's that simple.
I got you.
Yeah.
There was a few questions I wanted to ask that I was thinking about as everybody was talking. And to me, it sounded like they were saying a bunch of nonsense because they didn't really have a point to prove. They were just saying that they like meat and they're not gonna really change their mind.
Yeah.
But I have the idea of what if instead of us having butcher or factories where we just go out and kill animals once they're big enough, instead of you just eat them after they pass away, they die naturally. You eat them after they die naturally. It's the same process of if somebody dies and we bury them, we put all types of chemicals in them to preserve their body for the funeral. It's the same thing we do for humans.
They take a lot of resources and it takes a long time because, like, cows, for example, can live to be 20, but for beef production, they're unalived at 2. As they get older, their flesh isn't as, like, they become more gamey, I guess, and tough, so it's not as appetizing. Dairy cows aren't even used for prime cuts. They're unalived at 6 years, and they're already considered lower grade.
Gotcha.
So that's why they don't do that. But I mean, even let's say they tasted better when they're older. If a human was like in their 80s, would it be okay to take their life from them because they've lived a long life? Or even, I don't know, even eating them after they pass. I do have mixed feelings about this, but it's like you are normalizing consuming someone's body even after they pass. So it's like some people don't want to wait, so they start their own farms.
To me, I'm not really. I'd eat meat either way. I need to gain weight. That's the thing.
I mean,
So
do you want to hurt animals to do that though?
It's not me personally hurting the animals. It's
I
just
know. I'm just asking on your preferences. Do you want to
I
hurt
wouldn't.
animals
I
to get
wouldn't.
there?
I wouldn't. I'd prefer not to hurt animals. I'd prefer not to
Right.
hurt anything. I'm
Exactly.
consider myself a pacifist, but if it
Most
comes
people
to
feel
working
that way.
in the military,
Yeah.
but if it comes to working in the military, I believe solely in defending the
You can be hella
country.
buff and vegan. There's Nehemiah Delgado. There's the hench herbivore. There's Brian Turner. There's, oh my gosh, I can't remember his name. Terry Washington. There's, I know there's others. There's a ton of bodybuilders that are that Chip guy. You can go look him up on YouTube. But most of those people I listed are coaches that you can actually reach out to, and they would even help you specifically with your specific situation. So you can get
Just
ripped if you wanted to.
what I'm trying to say is, if you're in the military and say you're on deployment in some kind of war, say you're a Ukrainian soldier and you're fighting in that war.
I mean, are you
And
that?
No, but I'm currently enlisted in the
And
Air
then
Force.
it's
I
like,
plan
I
on
can't
seeing
speak.
combat if
I
anything
can't
goes
speak
on.
to someone in that situation if they're not here to defend
Well,
themselves. So
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
okay, so
if you
for
were a
you,
vegan,
what is stopping you from avoiding hurting animals?
I plan on joining the military and
Oh, so you're not
trying
even
to
in there
defend my
yet.
country. I'm enlisted. I just got
Okay,
back from
so it's
so
even
I ship
easier
out in a
for
month.
you. The point is, do you want to harm animals or don't you? Like, do
No,
not
no.
or do. Okay, so if you don't want to harm them, put the effort in to go find coaches that can at least give you some advice, or you can just go to Vegan Daily Dozen, just look that up, or you can go to an AI chat, type in, I want this many grams of protein, give me a week's worth of meals, throw those into a free app called Cronometer to double check, and I mean, in a month you'll have habits that you won't even need to do all that. You'll just know what to eat. Takes me like 20 minutes to figure out how to eat, and then a month to practice those habits.
But what I'm trying to say is, say you are a soldier in that situation, you are in the middle of combat, you can't go and get
It's
vegan
pointless
food.
to answer this because I'm not in that situation. They may have access to things that you don't know of. If I was in the mindset of someone in a desperate situation, I'm going to look for every way to survive before I start exploiting someone. Because I genuinely don't want to do it. It's not about finding a loophole. It's about my principles. I don't want to cross my principles. Right?
Gotcha.
If someone was like telling you to kick a dog, would you do it?
I would not, because
Exactly.
the dog has sentiment
'Cause you have-
value to me. It's an
Right.
emotional
Well,
attachment. I don't
you
have an
have
emotional
principles.
attachment to a cow I've never met.
So it's okay if I kick a cow.
Sure.
You think it's moral to kick cows?
That I wouldn't really care because I don't have any sentimental value towards it, and it is a resource for
So you found
large
out that
majority of the
someone
population.
enjoys kicking cows and you're like, that's a moral action?
If I found out somebody kicked cows, I'd think it's pretty weird, but
Just weird?
it's not weird. It's not hurting me.
But cows feel just like dogs.
Cows
Do you
feel just like
genuinely
dogs.
feel
but-
this way, or are you just biting this bullet to be consistent?
No, I'm not trying to bite any bullet. I'm saying that dogs
Cows
are
are-
a sentimental value.
cows are literally
they have
called-
emotional attachment.
They're literally called grass puppies. They like to play with balls. They like to run around. They get zoomies.
See, but the thing is, I don't see cows every day. I'm not around cows
Okay,
enough
but
to have an emotional
what you're saying
attachment
is
towards them.
you're literally admitting that you're aware that they hurt, but you refuse to acknowledge that it's immoral for someone to cause them to hurt. Do you see how you're being inconsistent? If it was a dog, you would be like, that's wrong, but a cow, it's okay, even though they feel the same amount of pain?
Yeah, I guess. But to me, a cow doesn't have
See, I
the
don't
same
think you're being
value
honest
as a
right now.
dog.
I think you're just trying to be consistent so that you can enjoy using someone else's body for your sensory pleasure without their consent. That's what I think it is. You're going from your benefits and working backwards instead of considering your victims' experiences and thinking that what matters to them matters more than your sensory pleasure.
I guess I'm a homicidal rapist then.
Well,
I
yeah,
have no idea.
you're up here defending that. Yes. Yes. Yeah. You have a good day. I mean, you're literally telling me I recognize that they can suffer, but I'm going to ignore that so that I can get my pleasure. You're just saying, I guess I'm that. Well, then I guess I can't make you be a good person. You have to decide if you want to be a good person or a bad person, but clearly you understand where I'm coming from. Hey, Angie, are you
Hello?
Hi, are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm sorry. My Wi-Fi is like super bad. If I lag out, whatever. But as for the prawns,
Mhm.
I'm not vegan because meat is like a big part of my diet. And honestly, being vegan does nothing, like literally nothing, as like aside from like give you some sort of, I don't know, self-righteousness, but it does nothing for the environment, like at all. And
Oh,
it
I'm not
just
vegan for the
makes you feel like
environment.
a sympathy taker.
I'm not vegan for the environment.
Well, why are you vegan? For the animals?
Yeah. It's a principled thing.
Okay, well, it does nothing for the animals.
What makes you say that?
So
What makes you say that?
vegans eat like wheat.
I don't.
They eat like wheat. They eat. Okay, so what does vegan food consist of? What are you eating?
I'm eating everything you eat, just not the animal products. It's that
Okay,
simple.
so once again, right?
I have the vegan
What
Daily
you're
Dozen right
doing
here.
is
You can look that up.
Okay.
So you can eat whatever you want. I'm just talking about.
Do you eat soy, wheat, corn, like literally any other?
Of course, I eat other plants. Yes, I eat a variety of different
Hello?
plants.
Do you eat like soy, wheat, corn? Yeah,
There is a huge
yes.
lag.
And you are eating a lot of agriculture. You are consuming agriculture.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, wait.
Okay. I am consuming plants. Yes, this is true. If you're going to quote the footprint of these large crops, you should look up who is eating the majority of those crops. It's not vegans. It's the cows, the pigs, the chickens, and the farmed fish, actually. The Amazon, in fact, 80 to 90% is being wiped out for dairy cows. Oh, hey, Smiles. I didn't see you there. Yes. Tofu. I just saw your message. The tofu, beans, pasta, pizza, exactly. All the same things.
Yep.
Exactly.
Hey, how's it all been going?
It's going all right. Mostly I had a bunch of like debate people, but I did have some people that were, curious and interested, which is good. But no one making the final step. There's so many people understand where I'm coming from, but they're not willing to make change yet.
How long have you been live?
53 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go like another hour or?
Yeah, I might. Well, we'll see. I might go another 30 minutes. We'll see. I was thinking 30 minutes, or I guess 40 minutes, because I want to kind of be at the even. I don't know. I started late because I had to update TikTok, I guess. So I had to reset all of my things. So it took me forever. So I was thinking maybe another 40 minutes. And if I want to keep going from there, I'll keep going.
Yeah, I saw with the update they got rid of subscribers and now it's super fans.
Oh, is that what? I haven't
Yeah.
even looked at what's new. Okay. Interesting. I was just frustrated because I was like trying to go live and I had to set up everything. All right. Are you ready to take on the next one?
Yeah, we can talk to them. Let's go.
Let's go. Cortivore. Are you over?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. Are you?
Oh
over?
yeah, I mean,
Okay, cool.
yeah, I'm 28. Sorry.
You're good. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Few different reasons. One might be a little contradictory, so I'll start with that.
Okay.
So probably first reason is ancestral tradition. So like we can all agree that there was a time where we needed meat and needed to eat animals to survive and thrive, right? Yeah.
I
It's no
mean,
longer the need
yeah,
now.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
You
So
just
I
said it.
understand that part.
Mm-hmm.
Second part is from the good book Genesis 8:3. You know, God says every moving thing that lives shall be food for you.
Does that
And
mean
as I
humans
gave you the
too?
green plants, I give you everything. Well, no, he specifically, you know, and it comes right after if I'll continue, but you shall not eat flesh with its life, that is its blood. And for your lifeblood I will require a reckoning. From every beast I will require it, and from man, from his fellow man I will require a reckoning for the life of man.
Okay.
Um,
So
you know,
can
so
we go
he
back to the
there's a
beginning?
distinguish there.
Can we go back to
Yeah,
the
sure.
beginning? Not the quote, but of the whole book. Wasn't the Garden of Eden the most perfect creation?
Yeah, and then sin took place there. But the
Sin
first
took
sin did
place in
not.
the Garden of Eden?
Uh,
Oh, you're talking
yeah,
about the,
yeah,
yeah, exactly. So the Garden of Eden was the most perfect creation, right? And there was no death in there.
yeah. But the first sin did not.
So
The first sin
their
took
food
place
was the
well
fruit.
before, so I think we're getting off topic.
So back to what I was saying. So the Garden of Eden, most perfect creation, and there was no death, and their food were the fruits and the plants. And it wasn't until sin entered the world that then you were allowed to use animals to cope with survival. So
Well, the
wouldn't it
world was
be,
also
wouldn't you,
punished for said sin.
okay, so wouldn't you consider it to be like a test? Like, shouldn't you be trying to live as close to what your God deemed perfect? Aren't you being a hypocrite by
Yes,
supporting to
exactly.
use animals?
We're all hypocrites.
So don't you think you should remedy that?
Yeah, but that everything is food. That was a gift, and who are we to reject that gift from God?
Because you don't need to take someone's life to use for that. You can use
Animals
plants.
aren't a someone, though.
So, can I do what I want to animals?
No, I heard you talk about kicking them, and that
So
brings
why does
me
it matter
to
if I kick them?
well, there's you know, humane versus inhumane.
So
There's
we
a term
care about
called
their
dispatch.
experience. So we care about their experiences.
We care about
We think it's
their
wrong,
pain.
right?
We don't want to cause
experience.
pain.
That's an experience. That's a subjective emotion, right? So we care about their experiences. Shouldn't we care that they want to live? That they don't want to die? That they want to avoid harm? Shouldn't we respect
Yeah, and
that?
every living being wants to
Right, so since we
live.
don't need to do that to them, you can eat something else. You're putting someone through torture for your taste pleasure.
And I don't know too much other than just the fact that there have been studies and supposedly prove that certain plants can feel pain.
I don't care. You don't care. Because if you cared about plants, you would still be vegan.
Well, no, you're right.
Yeah, you would.
I don't care. It was just
Exactly. So why bring
an
it
argument.
up? So why bring
An
it up?
argumentative
Why
point.
bring it up? It's a pointless argument. Why aren't you vegan?
Well, I told you, you know, ancestral tradition.
So
you
what?
Don't mess with
My
tradition,
ancestors
and
thought
it was a gift from God.
My ancestors said it was okay for me to enslave humans. And in fact, your Bible even supports that, gives instructions on how to care for your slaves. So it's in religion and it's my tradition. Is it moral now?
I told you the ancestry was contradictive.
Is it moral? Is human
to
slavery
eat animals?
moral?
Yes,
No,
100%. It can be moral to eat animals. Yes.
Is human slavery moral?
No.
Why? It's in your Bible. Your God literally permits you.
Well,
so
nobody's
since
without
your God
sin,
says it's okay,
and that was going to happen with or without
this
God.
totally deflates your whole argument, doesn't it? Just because God says you can, you don't have to. Just because your God says you can doesn't mean you should.
But slavery wasn't a gift from God.
He gives you instructions
Our
on how.
food
He
was.
literally allows you to do it. He literally tells you to go out to the other nations and enslave others. He tells you to do that. So now, because your God says that it's okay to do this, are you going to tell me that human slavery is moral?
It was against God's way,
See,
against
this
God's
is
word.
you got to go. You have to go be honest with yourself. You're being ridiculous. I don't care to be here while you squabble with this. All right, this is ridiculous. You recognize that animals are sentient, that they feel pain. You know that kicking a dog is immoral. Locking a dog in a hot car, immoral. I don't care about your convenience. I don't care what benefit you get from it. If you were them, you would want to be respected. You would want your best interest taken into consideration. When you send someone to a slaughterhouse, it is not in their best interest. It is in yours. That is slavery. You're literally ignoring a sentient being's preferences to live just so that you can benefit off of their flesh or their milk or their eggs or their babies or their skin or their entertainment. It's so sad.
Somebody asked in the. Oh wait,
Go
can I
ahead.
say this?
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead, Bradley. I'm going to mute
So,
you. Go ahead.
somebody said, "I'm vegetarian. Does that count?" While that's like reducing some harm, being a vegetarian, you're still in that supply and demand of harm, and maybe you're not educated on the harms in the egg and dairy industry. So I recommend you stay and listen to that because, for example, for the eggs, right? It's common for the chickens that the baby chickens that aren't, sent to a hatchery to be female chickens to lay eggs, they are grounded up alive, literally alive. You can watch it on PETA.org. You can watch it on like several other animal rights type of organizations. They will show you that.
It's in Dominion as well. They show you the whole egg industry. Bradley, you can come unmuted now.
Hey there.
Hey, are you over 18?
I'm over 18.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
I am not vegan due to logical and moral reasoning.
And what are those?
So first of all, if we think logically, so do you own your own farm? Like, do you produce all the crops that you eat?
Well, let me add a clarifying thing so you understand that veganism is not about harm reduction. Veganism is not against unaliving, right? Veganism isn't even against unnecessary harm. Veganism is against the exploitation of sentient beings.
So you're changing the definition?
What's the definition?
Do we want to play this game? I can.
You're the one that just said I'm changing the definition. Please tell me, what is the definition then?
Let me go to the Oxford Dictionary and get you the definition real quick.
That's not the definition. If anything, it's the Vegan Society's definition.
Okay, you're changing the definition to fit your narrative because you know it's not true.
So you're not up here to have a genuine conversation? Because I'm up here asking about your morals.
To have a genuine conversation.
Okay, well, Bradley, I'm here to ask about your morals and about veganism. If you don't understand, let me clarify. Why are you not against the oppression of animals? The unnecessary oppression of animals. Why are you not against it? Oops, we're clicking at the same time.
Because I believe when it comes to veganism, the oppression of animals is actually worse, and the way that farms are ran.
What does oppression mean?
Why are we playing word games? I want a genuine conversation.
Oh, Bradley, I'll see you later, dude. Okay, oppression means prolonged cruel treatment. Nicholas. Hey, are you over 18?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Okay. So I'm not vegan for, I just, humans are not supposed to be vegan. I mean, even vegans take supplements to help them with the
vegan
vitamins
mean?
or whatever they need in order to live.
What does vegan mean?
Vegan is to not use anything to exploit animals, as your definition.
So that is something that vegans do, but it's out of principle. It's not because vegan has a label. It's because we principally are against the oppression of sentient beings, and we will avoid doing so when we're able to.
Okay, no, I understand that. I'm just saying,
So you can eat whatever
as
you
humans,
want. We're just talking about leaving out the sentient beings.
Well, I understand that. There's just a lot of points, like you're saying, like kicking the dog or kicking the cow. Like, nobody's kicking these animals to eat them. Like,
I'm using it as an example because if kicking a dog or a cow is immoral, then removing their head, stealing their babies, sticking our arms in them, right? That's all immoral then. That's worse than kicking a dog.
we don't do it out of immorality. It was just necessity.
Right, you're right. So we actually have laws that are against graping animals, right? We have bestiality laws, but we have loopholes for farmers. So we're literally doing the same, they're doing the same actions that we've made laws that people recreationally can't do. Isn't that weird? We're paying someone to do something that we deem immoral.
So I grew up on a farm, and they don't like pick cows and bulls.
What? I didn't understand what you said.
Yeah.
Are you there, Nicholas? Okay.
Yeah, but most farms artificially inseminate. And they don't pit
Someone
a
in the
bull and a
comments
cow
wanted me to
together.
ask if they could be next, Angel.
Okay. I'll bring up Angel. I don't know what happened. That guy had such a huge delay. Hey, Angel. Are you over 18?
Yes.
Okay. So why aren't you vegan yet?
To be honest, I just love eating.
No, they are a child. I always worry when they ask to come up. Luck, are you over 18?
Yes, I'm over 18.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Not vegan because I'm a believer of the Lord Jesus Christ.
Okay. Why does that morally justify violating someone's body?
God granted humans dominion over all earth and its creatures, implying the right to use animal as sustenances.
So why can't I, breed dogs for dog fighting?
You're not going to.
Why not?
After the great flood, he said, "Every moving thing that lives shall be
Why
for
can't
food."
I breed dogs
And as I gave you
for
the green
dog
plants,
fighting?
I give you food.
Everybody's drinking the Kool-Aid today, I guess. No religion.
Oh.
Whoa, Hunter, are you over 18?
Yes.
No. All right, everyone using your religion to justify violating animals, it doesn't make sense because if I was to say that my religion says I can keep men enslaved in my basement as long as they have an inch around them, right? That doesn't morally justify me doing it. Just because my subjectivity says that it's okay, I have to objectively apply that to life, right? I have to have an objectively good reason to do this to somebody. I can't just go to court and say, but Honor, it's in my subjective perspective. My religion and my tradition say I can do this. It just doesn't justify it, guys. I don't care how old your book is. Gino.
It's because it's not a crime, dumbass.
Are you talking
That's
to
a
yourself?
child.
Yeah, I kicked him. It was delayed. The buttons are so slow. Yeah. Well, I don't have anyone else requesting. Anybody over 18 that wants to discuss veganism? That's willing to actually talk, not just quote me the Bible and talk over me? I don't want to talk.
Somebody asked, well, what about if we have, are picky with texture and stuff? And I said, I recommend talking to a plant-based dietitian then, so that you can plan out your meals.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And There are actually some nutritionists that are at Vegan Easy that you can reach out to. But yeah, I would definitely look out for a plant-based dietitian. They'll be the most helpful. But that, it's not about what your situation is. It's about you wanting to avoid demanding someone's exploitation and doing everything you can in your actual ability to avoid doing so because you genuinely don't want to do it. Not because you want to be part of a group, not because you want to fit in or whatever you think it's a fad. It's about your own principles and being like, if I were the one in this situation, I would want to be respected. I would hope somebody is advocating for me, but at minimum, I would hope people who realize they don't need to use me, stop. Abstain from demanding that my family be pulled apart, please. Okay. I'm just drinking liquid death in case everyone's worried. Luck.
Is that an energy drink or?
No, it's almost like a soda, but they use agave syrup instead. It's cherry.
All right. Now, where does my Bible say that I can keep slaves?
Oh, I said my Bible says. I don't remember what it is. I think it's Leviticus.
It doesn't say it. I'm a college educated on this. You're not. No way.
Okay,
It doesn't
I don't
say
care.
it.
I don't care.
So you made that up, and you wanted to talk over.
Look, I really don't care about your Bible. You can believe whatever you want. I'm here to talk about the animals. Like, genuinely don't care about what religion you believe in. Just don't care.
Hello.
Yeah. Hey, Demon, are you over 18?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Where are all these
I don't
kids
think
coming
so.
from? Yeah, I don't know why all these kids are here. Nicholas, I feel like we were just talking. Yeah, we were talking. I don't want to talk to you. I don't typically bring people back up because I'm worried that I kick them.
Don't kick me yet. Don't kick.
My child.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I don't want to talk to the people that are in the queue, so. Yeah, it is in Leviticus if you guys really want. I don't really care about your religion, though. It's more like no religion justifies violating someone's body. Like I said, I could have a religion and a tradition of farming men in my basement. And as long as I keep, them fed and clothed and I give them an inch around, my book says that's moral, right? That doesn't make it moral just because my God and my book say this. Do you see what I'm saying? And you guys will laugh. You think it's hilarious, but that's literally what you're saying. My book and my God, like, I don't care about your authority figure. I care about someone's ability to experience suffering. And I know you do too. If my God said it's okay to enslave people that harm animals, would that then be moral? Would you accept me violating you and enslaving you just because my religion says so? Or should I care about the fact that you can suffer, the fact that you have an experience, you have your own purpose? Oh my gosh. I just don't understand people that want to troll. I don't care about your God. Yes, your God said that slavery was okay. Your God, the Judeo-Christian God, did say it. I don't care. You can cry. Cry. All right. Where in the Bible, I'll do your homework for you, does it allow slavery of humans? Leviticus 25:44 to 46. Exodus 21:2 to 6. Deuteronomy, I don't know, Deuteronomy 20:10 to 14 permits Israelites to take captive, including women and children, as spoils of war to become their slaves. If a man beats his wife or a female slave with a rod and the slave dies as a direct result, he must be punished, but he is not to be punished if the slave recovers after a day or two, since the slave is his property. New Testament, Ephesians 6:5, slaves obey their earthly masters with respect and fear and with sincerity of heart, just as you would obey Christ. Colossians 3:22, slaves obey your earthly masters in everything. 1 Timothy 6:1-2. 1 Timothy 6:1-2 urges slaves to consider their masters worthy of respect, even Christian masters. Titus 2:9-10 tells slaves to be submissive and not talk back.
They're just denying it.
I know. I'm like, this is your book. This is your book. I know it's really upsetting to hear, but you can just hush. It's not wrong. I'm quoting it. So you can go cry to your God about it. They said it's okay. So based off your logic, because your God says it's okay to enslave animals and humans, it's okay to do both. I don't know why we're not. Let's see. Oh, no, same people. Oh, you might be new, actually. I don't know. I might call it soon, though, because I figured this would happen. Cohen, are you over 18?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know. What year were you born? Let's see. I'll answer the questions in the chat for a bit. What it's say is what happened during that time. I don't care. Your God said it was okay. Who cares about the context? You're not giving context about the animal use. You're just saying you can use them whenever you want. I'm pretty sure that your God says don't do that. Says only use them if you have to. Be nice to them. I have companions in my house, yes. Do I think having pets is moral? No, I don't think it's moral to go out and buy an animal as an accessory or a toy for a child or anybody, right? Yes, pets are slaves. But I went to a rescue, and I took someone in that needed my help, someone who had actually been there the longest. They called her a level 3 barn cat. She's the sweetest individual I've ever met. Just totally flops over and lets you rub her, well, sometimes lets you rub her belly. She is a someone. She has unique preferences. She's picky about what she eats. She's picky about where she lays down. She's picky on if you can pick her up or not, or if you can rub her. No, you weren't of age, Cohen. The difference is that I'm not going to use her. She is her own individual. I'm just giving her space to exist. Whereas when you farm an animal, you're demanding someone be born into existence so that you can use them. And you only provide for them because you want the product to come out good. You don't care about their experiences. You're not in it for their best interests. You're not even bringing them to life because, oh, life is a miracle. You're literally doing it because you want to do a blood sacrifice. You want to slice them open and lick everything. Or you want to make them mate and steal their families apart from them. You know, that's terrible. Yeah, humans could be food too. So the difference is food. I could say that humans are food. You should respect all sentient beings. The solid point you should walk away with is that you care what happens to you. There's no way of knowing if anybody truly is having their own subjective experience. We can just watch from behaviors and look at anatomy. That's all we can do. And so far we know I can look at other humans and see myself in them. I know they're having a subjective experience. I don't care if they're almost, to the same level as the cow. They still care what happens to them. And the animals are much the same. They're more intelligent than you want to accept. And they care. It doesn't matter how intelligent they are, but they care what happens. They avoid harm. They do things that they enjoy.
This blanket statement from Cordovore being like, we are not the same as animals. We can definitely make arguments that we are the same in many ways of animals. We both have the ability to see. I could say that we both have the ability to reproduce. We can have the desire to want to reproduce. Obviously, I could feel it, like more intensely and stuff. But we can have the desire to want to mate. Like
we don't even
we
know
can
that.
relate to animals too.
We actually don't even know if some of our experiences are as if they're more intense, because we know like other animals have other intelligences, like sonar, for example, right? That's something that we can't do. And other animals, they have stronger senses. They might be more aware of certain things in their environment, more aware than we are. So we actually don't know how intensely they are in the present. We might even be more distracted with the fact that we are sapient, that we think about thoughts. So we're like more up here and we're not actually paying attention to our surroundings, whereas animals are probably just more in the present and more aware of things that we just aren't. And that in that sense, they are very intelligent, because they see things that we don't.
Yeah, dogs have a general better sense of smell than humans.
Right. And just because we have so many differences, obviously, between even two humans, as I said to this person, we have huge differences as well. But that doesn't mean we should discriminate on those differences. We should be treated equally, morally speaking, because we are the same. We both care about our lives equally. The magic pill. I don't know what that is. But you can just watch my movie if you actually genuinely want to be informed. It shouldn't be, I'll do this for you so that you do this. It should be, you want to know the reality of things. You want to be informed, right? You don't want to be just fooled into supporting something that's against your principles. You want to ask, why is this normal? Oh,
Beth,
yeah.
you can get vegan steak.
Yeah, in fact, I actually even have some. They're made out of mushrooms. They're delicious. I love the meaty steaks. That's the brand name. All right, I'm gonna bring up Aiden. Oh, nice. He's actually bringing them out right now. These are the steaks. I don't know if you can see him if I get him closer.
Look at that, everybody. You can have a vegan steak. And even if you don't like this particular one, you can buy tons of different ones.
Yeah. They're so good.
I love eating meat. I love fucking eating meat. Meat is the best.
Bye, child.
Yeah. I love eating vegan meat too. I know that's what he meant. Vegan meat is really the best. It's my favorite.
Yep, vegan food's delicious.
It is. It's so good. Well, I don't know. I'm at the 120 mark. Are there any other vegans live right now? Maybe I'll just shift attention to another live, because this is just silly. There's just no one here. Let's see. Oh, Universe is live. I don't know if you go. And Mike Burgundy. All right. Well, I'm going to end there then. Thank you, Smiles, for being up here. I'm sorry that it was so lame.
No, you're good. I had a good time.
Yeah. Well, I know that I dominate the airwaves, but please feel free to speak up anytime. I don't mind if you come in and you're like, I want to add to this. I feel like I dominated, so I didn't want you to feel like that's always how I want it to go.
You're good. I try not to interrupt because I'm trying to let the convo flow.
Totally. I do the same thing, but yeah, I just wanted to invite you to be able to, if you feel comfortable, obviously, and you want to, you're welcome to. So anyway.
Thanks for having me.
Hell yeah, and everyone go follow Smiles, please. They're a great animal advocate, and if you follow them, you'll see whenever they're live or when they're on other lives. So they're just very knowledgeable. Please reach out to them.
I host lives too about LGBTQ plus specific topics. So.
Yes, that's right. I need to catch one of those. I'm sorry I haven't been to one.
It's okay. Bye.
Bye. You have a great day. Everyone go to Universe or Mike Burgundy, okay? Great advocates. And yeah, please go get educated on topics. I see you, Abram, but I'm going to end it. I'm sorry. Thank you for trying to request. You guys, thank you, all the vegans in the chat. Thank you for my mods. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And everyone, have a great vegan day. All right, go to Universe or Mike Burgundy. Get out of here. All right, bye.